What I'm talking about today is not Mount Everest. It's all the people that die on Mount Everest because they can't take their bodies off. So when they die, they just have to stay there. It's his escape for, people are going extreme for their escape instead of sitting, talking about stuff, podcasting, and drinking some booze. Their escape is
putting your life online.
Yeah, exactly. Like climbing a mountain that tons of people die on. It's unpredictable. Like, it's way more than it was, the 90s. Now they have the storm trackers.
I guess that does make sense. I guess you want to be that guy, though, because if I could say I climbed Mount Everest, I feel pretty cool. Yeah. What about Cliffhanger? That movie's intense.
That is a good movie. When you're giving her that Joe Rogan experience and she whispers, "Come inside me," and just a fucked up picture of his face. Now they call him Green Boots because he's wearing, there's probably pictures, I don't know, somewhere there's a picture. He's wearing super fluorescent green boots. That's why, and now he's a landmark for when they climb the mountain. He's like one of the main points where it's in a small little cave, an inlet. So it's a lot of people stop there, take a breath, and then people have lunch there. Just a dead dude laying there. He's a landmarker. Like when snow gets bad, they have to actually physically step over his legs because his legs go out into the trailway. And he's like one of the more famous ones. It's just crazy that they use his body as a trail marker now for like, so they know how far up they are and stuff. We get in trouble for it.
Have you ever seen like how extreme frostbite gets?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh my god, it's disturbing. Shit starts turning purple and green and...
Yeah, it's awful.
No coming back from it.
Oh, let's see. He's one of the people that died on the mountain. Here it is. George Mallory.
Rest in peace, George.
Right. He's one of the oldest bodies on the mountain and wasn't discovered until 1999, nearly 75 years after he died. So he was discovered in 99 and died 75 years earlier. They have a picture of him. Like, there's this hill on the mountain, they call it Rainbow Hill or something like that.
Okay.
And it's because 80s clothes, 90s clothes, the fluorescent.
Right.
And so there's just bodies all over. There's so many bodies that they say it just looks like a rainbow, just all the bodies from all their fluorescent clothes. And then, so here it is. It's a Viceland video. And so there's all these, talking about death and stuff. And this dude climbed the mountain in his shorts and no shirt.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot about that guy.
You saw him? Yeah.
That guy's a fucking animal.
Let's see his name. You guys can look him up. Do you know his name?
I think he was
Wim Hof.
Yeah, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, because he can fucking swim under ice water
it said he uses meditation.
Yeah.
Some breathing techniques and all this stuff. And so, like, he doesn't feel the cold. So he climbed Everest in his shorts and, like, just that's it. Just shorts. Climbed Everest. No oxygen.
I bet he just got the biggest dick.
So that, right? Have you seen that Stan Lee show, the superhuman?
Oh, yeah.
Finding, it's crazy, like, the dude that can just, like, stab fucking things to his arms.
Yeah. Or have you seen the real life Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
He can climb walls and go opposite. So, like, if you're climbing straight up, he can flip around and still hold on.
Yeah, some you flip upside down.
And I don't. It's weird.
That's like I used to do like kind of crazy stuff like that, but not to the extent where I'm on top of a roof doing parkour and stuff.
No, how'd you fuck up your ankle?
Oh yeah, I did fall off a building. Yeah, I was drunk. There was a building being built, and I was climbing off of it. I'd been drinking a bunch, and so it wasn't finished yet. So on the side of it, where they're gonna put each floor, there was rebar bars coming out. I was like, I'll climb down those like a ladder, and I climbed down. And one, it was just a thin metal, it wasn't rebar. So I had my arms up on the top up there, and then that one started bending down, and my feet slipped. So I fell 2 stories down and just right on my ankle.
Oof.
And then I wasn't even off the complete building yet, so I had to climb down another 2 floors with my. I tore all the ligaments whatever in my ankle, and so I had to climb down the rest of the building just with 1 foot basically, and then I was like, oh god, fuck, and then I was like, it's gotta be nothing like sprain, but yeah, I was fucked up.
Well, I just remember like a couple days after that, you were just walking around all fucked up, and
it sucked.
You didn't go to see the doctor yet, and then when you finally did, you're like, oh yeah, I tore all the ligaments.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Fuck. I still remember one of the most fucked up things that I still feel sorry about was when we went up to your property and I threw something at you.
That's funny.
You just, funny. I don't know if it just took the breath out of you.
Yeah, it just hit me in the back and I was like,
I did throw it pretty hard. I don't remember. I thought I was mad about something.
Yeah, it's like just hit me in the perfect spot where I was.
Maybe it's just the compound interest of adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, after a while, things that get your adrenaline pumping just stop doing that, and then you have to get to the next extreme, and now we have piles of body on Everest and people in squirrel suits.
Exactly.
Like Ken Block.
Yeah,
I want to be Ken Block.
Yeah, if I could have him the money to like his one car, but it was like $458,000.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
What kind of weight do you pull when you can shut down San Francisco for like like 8 hours?
A lot.
And just drift around the streets? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would. I wish like.
When did you guys see a bunch of cool like artists that were doing like small little shows?
Yeah, there was a bunch. Oh yeah, we've seen. Who did we see last time?
Was A$AP Rocky one of them?
We saw who?
A$AP Rocky?
No, it wasn't A$AP. We saw Thundercat.
That's
and,
dope. Purple Lotus?
Flying Lotus.
Flying Lotus.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Flying Lotus and Thundercat we've seen. And we were just like... Thundercat we knew was coming, so we were first in line.
Right.
Which was dope. And then Flying Lotus, though, we just stumbled upon it. Like, what's this? Like, Flying Lotus is performing. We're like, oh, fuck, that's dope. So, and then they're like, all right, we're not accepting any more people. And then we're like, all right, we're standing there in line. And then the guy's like, all right, there's like 10 of us left. He's like, just come in, guys.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, yeah, everyone was jumping around so much, it caved the floor in. And I was like, oh, they're going to be pissed because it was a fire code. That's why they didn't let the 10 people in.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're going to be pissed. Like 10 more people in, and everyone's jumping around, breaking the floor.
Someone got fired that night. Yeah, he's a smuggler.
Yeah, basically a drug smuggler.
Han shot first. Yeah. Let's get that fucking straight here, people.
No, in the original, Greedo didn't even shoot.
Yeah, he got fucking blasted.
He just got shot.
He got blasted.
And then later they added in just so, didn't look like...
Well, what I thought was...
Title broadcast.
Ponglinus. For this, have you had any true near-death experiences?
Like, I've had lots of stuff where, I could have died, but nothing where, I don't know, like, I've had, like, where, like, oh shit, like, life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear about first.
That's, when I fell off the roof, like, it's like a heart attack feeling, because, I only fell 2 stories, but in those, like, it feels like you're falling maybe a second of a fall. But, like, you're, like, oh, like, your heart stops. Like, it's almost like your brain turns off. Like, for me, like, my brain turns off, and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. It's almost nothing. Like, this is it, because, like, just the falling, like, oh, God.
Did it, like, slow down time? Like,
it
in
did.
Your head?
It felt like I was falling for, like, like 30 seconds. Like, I felt like I was falling, but it was really maybe half a second of me falling. But... it's like, yeah, it goes slow. It's weird. It's a weird feeling.
After you fell and realized you didn't die, was there anything that happened, like, mentally?
My brain, like, almost shut off feeling. Like, I was sitting there, like, did that just happen? Did I just fucking fall off a building? And then I was like,
making
I'm
sure
good.
you're okay.
Yeah, my ankle, I just landed on one foot and caught all the blow. So fucked up my ankle, but, yeah, it's weird. Like when we used to climb cranes or buildings and stuff.
Go into that a little bit. Explain high school Forrest and the friend group on some of the crazy shit that you used to do.
Oh man, there was so much. It was just a bunch of people that we always felt like we had to prove ourselves. Like out crazy the other person almost. Like do something more wild, be more crazy. Like I don't know, like if they did something, I'm like, oh, I can do way more than that. And like, so we would go up to anywhere, like Salt Lake, things being built, stuff like that, and just, climb up shit. We'd climb up cranes. And yeah, like the one time we were climbing up the crane, and it's a ladder. You just take a ladder all the way up to the top where the person sits, but they have a padlock to close off, so people like us don't go in there.
Right.
But I was like, I'm going to climb out and around it. So I went on the outside of the frame of like the main crane, and it's all greasy, from gears and stuff. And you're like, oh, you're up there like 5 stories up. So, one slip, you're fucking dead. And yeah, that's most adrenaline. Like I'm not afraid of much like heights and stuff, but your heart, it's so much adrenaline. Like fuck, if I slip anything, I'm dead. fucked up.
The train jumping.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We would a train, like when they slow down to go like through certain areas, they'll slow down a bunch so you can actually run up, jump on it, and we'd run across the top of the trains and jump across them.
Like fucking Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. People, they would get pissed too because they have mirrors, so they can. This one's on the fucking train.
Oh, I bet.
And
they get pretty mad too.
Honking the horn. They start slowing it down and stuff. And then we jump off, run away. Another thing I just remember we did was tray surfing, where we would get either like cookie sheets or trays from McDonald's, fast food places, and we would stand on them and hold on to the back of the car and then go as fast as we can in the car.
Yeah.
You just slide. So yeah, you're just sliding behind a car, tray surfing, and like if you at a certain point it's plastic, so it would start melting through the tray and then it'd melt through your shoes, and then yeah, the one kid that is our friend, he was wearing moccasins at the time, and it went through his moccasin and fucked up his foot, his brand new moccasin, out of the house.
Yeah. That probably needs to be talked about at some day, but I imagine you guys are still...
Yeah, I don't mind.
Those people really weren't happy.
Yeah. I can tell a little bit. So I doubt they're going to ever find out listening to this.
They were pretty upset.
We'll just say there was a known house that people would doorbell ditch because the dad would get he would chase you and get a reaction. So all the kids would do it on purpose because the dude would freak out and chase them. Kids think it's funny. And yeah, one of the times he tried throwing a baseball bat at me.
The one time I went,
yeah,
almost got hit with a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah, I was just running and he fucking throws the bat at me, barely misses. I was like, what?
He would have gotten a lot of trouble if he hit you.
Yeah, I would have. I wouldn't have told though. So it's,
well, no, but if he fucking knocked you out and
assaults a underage kid.
Right. Yeah, tell the rope story though. That's a crazy one.
That's not that you're talking about. But yeah, there was this giant rope swing, like I was saying. You climb up a tree, and then so you jump out of the tree holding onto the rope, and it's sketchy because like the bottom of the rope touches the ground. It sometimes drags along the ground, and there's like stumps and stuff, so you have to hold way up and then hold your feet up, and you're like 6 inches swinging above the hillside into the ground. And yeah, that's weird too because it just feels like you're falling the whole way because you just basically are. And you swing, you shoot way up in the air, like probably like 40 feet in the air. And it was it was nighttime. The one time we did it a bunch of times, but it was just getting dark, and so I went way up in the air. And I penciled because I thought I was about to hit water, and I was so high up in the air that I didn't hit water for like 2 seconds. So I panicked and I pulled my legs up and started flailing, and then my ass hit first, and so much water pressure shot out my asshole. It tore like my asshole, like towards my gooch, it tore out. Like I ripped my asshole.
I promise you guys, he ripped it because I've seen the picture.
Yeah, no one. Well, at first it happened like I was so much shock. I was just like floating on water. Like it hurt so bad. It just anally water. Just got an enema and it ripped my asshole. And I walked up. I was like, guys, I think I tore my asshole. And they're like, no, you shut up. No, you didn't. And I was like, no, I seriously. And it hurt so bad, and like there was so much water in my kind of gross. But yeah, water was coming out of my asshole. And we got back, and I was in pain. And I was like, look, and they're like, no. And some of our friends are CNAs and stuff. Like, all right, I'll look. And they're like, oh, you need to go to a hospital now. I was like, I'm not going to a hospital. Like, I tore my asshole. I took a picture. Yeah, tore it.
Yeah, seen that picture.
Yeah.
Not worth, but it's 100%.
Tore my asshole.
Get out of high school was good times too.
Yeah, it was. Right out of high school was probably the best because that's when I started getting laid.
Right.
Girls talked to me for like a year, and downhill from there. Got a girlfriend.
Ooh, I don't like to talk about that time for me though. It was like a year and a half after high school for me when shit started getting interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Forrest Wiener more time than I've seen my own.
Most probably.
With you and has all these pictures.
I hope so. I would like to see a lot of them. A lot of them disappeared. I want them back.
Well, there was that one girl that I told you about that I was never supposed to tell you about that apparently had a mad fucking raging crush on you for like 3 years.
Yeah, never knew.
Never knew. She should have stepped up.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my thing.
Just Forrest. I mean, fuck.
How am I
Walk up
supposed
and
to
say,
know?
"What's up?
Yeah, come over. Hey, girl.
Let me see that dick."
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is he doesn't know that he's like super handsome.
Son of a bitch.
I know. I wish I looked that good.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm over here cultivating enough mass for 4 people.
Yeah, I peaked. I'm going downhill now.
Okay, speaking of morbid death stuff, my grandpa passed away like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And that man had the most like perfect hair, being how old he was for a long time. He was wearing a toupee for like 35 years. My whole life I knew him. It was just a toupee.
You thought he had his nice hair.
Nice ass hair. And I'm like, fuck. That means those genes are coming onto me too. I'm gonna have to have a fucking toupee. He was a great guy.
Yeah, of course, but that's funny.
Never ever once told anyone, maybe except my grandma. I don't even know if she fucking knew that he was rocking. My dad, his son, had no idea ever that it was a toupee. We were all talking about it, and I was like, God damn, you guys got some good ass hair.
Right?
Hey, you know what though? If you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Right.